sweeties, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ronnie and I want to wish you all Happy New Year, Happy 2026. I hope you enjoyed this very special day. I also hope that you had very lovely Christmas or any other holidays that you celebrate, or if you do not celebrate, of course, I hope that you had some nice free time, or at least some days off at the end of the year. So I had the most wonderful Christmas. I spent the 24th and 25th with my family, and then I went back home to my boyfriend and we spent the Christmas here together. And one of the gifts that he gave me was actually a new microphone, so right now you should hear me much better than you had before. I hope it's audible, but I think it's a wonderful microphone. I'm still playing around and messing around with the settings. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, so it might sound like that, and it might take me a couple of videos before I get used to the new microphone, used to all the settings, and figure out what I should do and shouldn't do. So please feel free to give me any tips if you have any. I'm also editing these videos and recording the voiceover in DaVinci Resolve, so also if you have any tips for that, I would very, very much appreciate them. So hopefully I sound better now and you can't hear me as if I'm somewhere in the tunnel with a lot of resonance. So hopefully this is much better. Anyway, we probably should talk about the build that I'm building. So today we're in Windenburg, which is the world that came with the expansion pack called A Get Together. It's one of the earliest packs, one of the earliest, probably not the earliest, but one of the first expansion packs that we got in The Sims 4. And we're on the Cottage am See lot, which is definitely my favorite lot in Windenburg, although I think it's the biggest world that we have in The Sims, so there are many wonderful lots, but this one is probably my most favorite for a couple of reasons. First of all, the size. You can see that the lot dimension is 20 by 20, and so it's nicely small for cottages and small houses or small castles, which are coming soon as well, but you have to wait for that a bit longer. So yeah, it's great that it's a small lot, and it's also a lot that has no other buildings in the surrounding areas, which is awesome. So nothing interferes with your build, so that's something I very, very much enjoy of this lot. So another great thing is great lighting. I don't know if you're familiar with lighting maps in The Sims 4. I know that some user made those. You can Google them. Sorry, I can't recall the handle right now, but they're absolutely amazing, and they show you which lots are the best for the lighting. So as you can see, it looks quite nice right away because of the wonderful lighting. Anyway, probably should really start talking about the house itself. So for this particular build, I once again had an inspiration on Pinterest. As always, I'll provide the link down below the video, so you can go and check it out to see how much I was inspired. So as I was building it, I had two Sims in my mind, probably two elderly ladies, probably grandmas that live together, and I wasn't entirely sure whether this is their primary residence or whether this is just a summer house, since it's quite small, and I don't know, it's probably free to your own interpretation if you decide to play with this build in your own game. Now I'm already decorating the interior, and as you can see, I'm trying to make something special in the kitchen. I am creating this makeshift backsplash from these flower-like wall pieces from Get Together. I think this specific feature provides a specific interest to this build. It looks a bit different from my other builds because it's not intended as such. So I had a lot of fun with that. I think I've done that in some of my other builds as well, but I don't do it as often as I could, so maybe I should bring it back sometime soon again. Now you can see that the downstairs is divided into 4 areas. Now I'm working on the dining space, and it's going to take me a longer time to figure this space out. So as you can see, now we're moving on to the living room space with just a couch and the chair. Soon enough I'm going to also add the TV so that your Sims can entertain themselves. Now that I was editing this video, I realized that this specific couch that is actually base game, and it's this combination, this set, of a couch and a chair, it's something I haven't used in a very, very long time. And I remember that these items were one of my most favorite when I only had the base game. So I feel like maybe I should soon enough, I should try and build something around this specific couch. Maybe try the different swatches. I'm usually opting for this one and the black and white one, so the more neutral looking ones. But yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'll probably build something like that soon. Not entirely sure whether it's going to be just a room or a whole build, but we'll see. So now I'm clearly returning back to the kitchen and deciding that just the wooden paneling is probably too repetitive, so I've added this stone wallpaper that's also possibly on the exterior as well, to once again make, of course, the whole build cohesive but also a bit more interesting. It's I think it functions as a feature wall quite nicely. Again, we're in the dining room, and I think that actually the object placement is finally figured out. I'm going to exchange a couple of those items and probably change the swatches again, although this also might be the final look. But I think that I'm finally happy with this room, and I'm going to decorate, I think, the wall above the fireplace soon, and that's where I started to incorporate the hobbies of this house, of its own residence. So one of them was the fish, so it's probably not that hard to figure out that one of the Sims is going to be interested in fishing. Now I moved into the upstairs because I realized that I don't have enough space for 2 Sims. So it's going to take some time for me to make up my mind and finish that part. Now you could, as you can see, I've also added the easel, so that's the hobby of the other elder lady that lives here, and basically this artistic skill and the fishing skill is being combined in this build. And I think it's quite nice because if I remember correctly, I was inspired by the surroundings of this lot, because on the left side of the lot you have a fishing spot, so it felt quite fitting, and there are those streams and brooks. It looks absolutely wonderful, so it's probably a dream place for someone who fishes. And when I was looking around the lot, I also found that on the right side of the lot, there's like this like small hill, and there's an easel. I don't know if you've noticed it. It's actually like easel like in the surrounding area. It's not on any lot. I'm not even sure whether it's functional, but I found it there, and you know, it clicked. It made sense to you know, have the other sim be interested in arts and paintings. So yeah, I feel like this lot is perfect for these two skills. Now we're back in the kitchen. I decided that the decoration here is quite minimal. We're having just some sunflowers here, some like kitchen tools and utensils, kitchen towels, and since of course this build is functional, everything is play tested, we needed one workspace to be free for your sims to cook, so I've decided to decorate the shelf above it. I think it's a relatively simple way how to make the space look decorated and still functional. Sorry, I had to pause the recording for a short while. I had to sneeze. Oh my god, I wanted to sneeze for like the last minute of that voiceover. So if my voice sounded a bit funny, you know why. So now we're decorating the bathroom, and I'm not entirely sure why I've decided to like work with this wooden floor. It seems incredibly like impractical, right? But on the one hand, it's The Sims, so they don't mind. But I think that I just enjoyed the rustic look of that thing, and it just made sense to me, even though it wouldn't like make sense in the real world. Now you could see that I've extended this part of the upstairs, and so now I'm creating like this part of the roof, and I'm changing things here and there to accommodate those changes. I wasn't entirely sure how I was going to do the roofing. You could see that it actually was not finished, but in the end I decided to use roof pieces to build the chimney. I think it looks quite interesting. Actually, I actually enjoy the look of it, simply because it's a bit of an unusual shape, something I haven't done before. For me personally, it's giving it a bit of a factory look, but I kind of like it. I think it's unique. So now we're moving on to the upstairs, and initially I thought that I would include a double bed, but I just couldn't fit it to be functional. So in the end, I've decided for 2 single beds. So basically, each corner of upstairs is dedicated to each sim. So this one is for the artistic one. We're having some canvases there, more sunflowers, because the yellows just made like nice pop of color in this build. I've also added the paintbrush and some skill book so that your sim can practice this particular skill however they want. The fact that there are 2 single beds and not a double bed very much reminds me of the situation that my grandparents had in their own cottage. Even though I think there was a space. Oh well, actually it probably wasn't either, because it was like, you know, right under the roof. But we also had 2 single beds, and I don't know, I think it's like typical for houses like that. So I kind of thought, you know, like I'm bringing something from my own life into the build, and I enjoyed that. So it's probably not that hard to guess that this other part is of course for the sim who enjoys fishing. Now we're just going to, I think, decorate the dresser here, and that should be it for the upstairs. And I think in a couple of seconds oh yeah, we're also adding some of those pillars to make the whole thing nicer and more detailed. I think it works quite nice. And also I'm also clearly adding more mounted fish because why not? So adding just some light fixtures, something that I always forget to do when I'm building. Usually you can see it in all my speed builds that it's something I do very much last minute in my builds. So now we're moving on to the exterior, to the landscaping part of this video. I clearly haven't started before that, so now I'm trying to figure out the trees, trying to incorporate some that I can see in the background, but I'm also adding some favorite trees of mine that I basically use in every other build. Now, the landscaping is relatively structured. I kind of wanted to fence off the lot to mark its borders, to really make it seem like, okay, this is the lot that we own, this is the land that we live on, but the other parts are not ours. Once again, it's something I know from real life to be like happening every now and then with like owned land. So I don't know, here it kind of made sense to me to fence it off like this and not try, to make it blend into its surrounding a bit more. This seemed logical, and that's exactly what I did. So now I'm adding some more grass and flowers to make the whole build look more picturesque. Once again, I bet on yellow flowers, so there are like pops of yellow everywhere every now and then, and I think it really gives the whole build like a very nice and warm look. So just using, I think most of these items are base game. This video was recorded some time ago, so back then I didn't own that many packs, so I had to do with what I had back then. But I still think that the base game landscaping items, like all those bushes and flowers, are absolutely gorgeous. I think this fern that you can see in the front of the house is something we got with an update. I absolutely love that piece. I'm overusing it all the time, but it's incredibly pretty, and it just, it's a nice green bush, I say. So yeah, as you can see, I kept a lot of details in this video. I thought that it might be nice to see the whole process, because I was quite decisive. I wasn't indecisive, there wasn't that much spinning around when I was building this, so it felt more natural to keep it all in. I'm clearly finishing now, just outlining some paths here, but it seems that we're moving to the end of the video. We're going to end it quite soon. So once again, I want to wish you all the happiest new year. I hope it's filled with love and happiness. I very much thank you for watching this video. Of course, you can like, comment, or subscribe. Everything is appreciated, and I hope I'll get to see you in my next video as well. So once again, have the most wonderful year, and make all your wishes come true, and it's really, really your year. Thank you so much. Bye.